Hey, everybody, welcome to the Good Word. It's so good to be with you. As you can see, my singing Christmas tree is taken down and packed away, as is my regular Christmas tree, and a lot of my Christmas decorations, not all of them, outside decorations are still up to light up the bleak winter nights. It's pretty. My major scene is still up, a few Christmas cards. They'll gradually come down this month. But Christmas, by and large, is behind us, and here we are in the new year. So happy new year. I haven't seen you on the Good Word since last year. Pastor Josh gave us our first message of the new year last week, and as I was reflecting on what he had to say, I was thinking, you know what? Yeah, he's right. We come into 2022 not the way we thought we were going to come into 2022. The pandemic has raged a little more, and things are shutting down, and everyone seems to be getting COVID, although lightly, but some not so lightly, and masks are back on, and school's complicated, and kind of enter this year kind of stumbling into it a little bit. Not quite the way we thought. But nonetheless, I'm hopeful. I said last week in my email, and I mentioned in church on Sunday, I'm very optimistic about 2022. I know, call me a fool, and you fool me once. We thought that coming into 2021 that we were going to have this great year, but I'm optimistic for 2022. I think we're going to get through this. I think the spring is going to be good for us all. The summer is going to be great, and I hope by the time we hit the fall, school and church and everything will kind of be back to normal, and we'll feel free to gather again. I'm hoping so. But it is the new year, so happy new year. And every time new year comes around, every time the calendar flips to a new year, I always think about New Year's resolutions. How about you? Do you still make New Year's resolutions, or are you done with all of that? Do you make fresh New Year's resolutions, or are they the same old New Year's resolutions that you've been making for years, like losing weight, exercising more, eating better, being a better person, whatever, reading more, going to church more, whatever it is? Is this the same old, or do you have something new this year? Well, I would say for me, a lot of my goals, the things I would like to see in my life, are kind of the same, but I'm thinking a little differently this year because I'm in a little different place about how I'm going to get to where I want to be. More importantly, how I'm going to get to where God wants me to be. I'm thinking it's less about what I do or am able to do or not do, and more about who I am. And this year I want to focus more about who I am, who John Barber is at his core, more than I focus on what John Barber does, puts on his to-do list or his accomplishment resume. So I've been thinking a lot about that, and some of it is just as age gets up, some of it is just as age catches up with me. I'm 55 now. You get to say, boy, some of these New Year's resolutions that I've tried every year, they just don't seem to be working out. So I need to find a new way to do that. So the list that I go to when I think of the character I want to have inside is always the fruit of the Spirit, from Galatians chapter 5, verses 22 and 23. But the fruit of the Spirit is love, joy, peace, patience, kindness, goodness, faithfulness, gentleness, and self-control. Love, joy, and peace, patience, kindness, goodness, faithfulness, gentleness, self-control. I love all of these characteristics, and I want them to be in my life. Now, I've preached on them, I've taught about them, I've read books about them. Some days are better than others. There are some of these that I seem to have made more progress, bear more fruit in than others. Comes and goes. How about you? Which ones of these do you seem to have more success at? Are you more loving or more patient? Are you more kind or more gentle? Are you more full of peace or more full of joy? And you know, one of the things that I could say, and you would probably readily accept it, is I could say, let's take each one. I'm going to give you 3 steps to become more loving, 3 steps to becoming more peaceful, 3 steps to becoming more joyful, etc., through the whole list. And I think that's where we go wrong sometimes, and that's what I want to change this year. I personally don't know if in all of my ability and all of the steps that I could take and all that I could muster inside of me, if I can actually be much more loving or much more joyful or much more peaceful or having more self-control or any of the others on the list. I don't know if I have what it takes. Now, you could say, when I say that, well, I guess you're just giving up, John. But I'm actually not. I'm coming to, I think, a point of wisdom, and I'm giving in. I'm realizing these things aren't things that come from me. These are not things that I can do 3 steps or 10 steps or discipline myself to get more of. These are things that come from God. And what I need to do is stop trying to work towards them and just open myself up to receive them. I need to, as the old AA saying would say, to let go and let God. I need to stop trying so hard to accomplish things that I am incapable of accomplishing and let God do his good work in me. In fact, more and more I've been praying lately, Lord, do in me what I can't do in myself. I've tried and I can't seem to do it. And so I'm learning to trust in you to do what I can't do on my own. So, all right, if I'm not going to give you 3 steps to be more loving or joyful or peaceful, let's just take those first 3, then what are you supposed to do? Just sit on a couch and binge watch Netflix all day or snooze or eat and get fat or do whatever and just hope that it comes your way? Well, no, there is some things we can do. But it's not so much striving to discipline ourselves and bring out something that's within us as it is to put ourselves in a place to receive it. So in the same way as if a package was not able to be delivered to my house, but I had to go to the post office to get it, I didn't do anything to create the contents of that package, but I do need to go and pick it up and receive it. We need to do the same thing in our spiritual lives. We can't create love or joy or peace, but we can put ourselves in a place, we can get to a place, bring ourselves to a place where we can receive God's love, God's joy, God's peace. Well, how do we do that? Well, first and foremost, here you are watching the good word, and not to toot my own horn or our own horn, but that's a good thing. You are choosing to put something in your life that points you towards God, that helps you think about God and his word, and there is a great place to begin. The more things we put in our lives, whether it's the things we listen to, the music we sing along to, the television shows we watch, the books we read, the news feeds we read, whatever goes into our mind and our eyes, it affects how we think, and it can either lead us away from that place where we can receive this wonderful package from God, or it can lead us to that place where we can receive these things. So, things like the good word, things like being a part of Bible study, coming to church regularly, all of these things can put us in that space where we can be ready to receive. The passage I wanted to share is from John 15, and I think about this, right? You can go to this too. So Galatians 5, those are the fruit of the Spirit. And where's the place we put ourselves to receive that more than anything? Maybe teaching and things like this and good books and podcasts lead you to this point. But when you get there to receive it, it's in Christ. John 15, Jesus says, I am the vine and you are the branches. That's verse 1. Verse 9 says, as the Father has loved me, so have I loved you. Now remain in my love. Jesus' love is something we receive. And it's his love that makes us more loving towards other people. And later on in that same passage, he said, I have told you this so that my joy may be in you and your joy may be complete. And then it's funny, but even in the very next chapter, Jesus talks about peace. We've got love, joy, and peace all right there together. And he says, peace I give you. Not as the world gives, I give to you. Notice all of that. Remain in my love. I have said this to you so that my joy may be in you. My peace I give you. Notice it's not like, well, here's some steps to do if you want to be more loving. Here's some steps to do to be more joyful or peaceful. No, it is truly a gift that comes from God through Christ. The way I receive it best is in my own personal prayer times with God. When I go to God in prayer, my soul cries out, Lord, I'm hungry. I hunger and thirst for righteousness. I hunger and thirst for the bread of life, for the water of life. God, even right now I can pray. I want it, Lord. I want that. I can't seem to be the loving man you want me to be. Please give me more love. Help me to know your love. Lord, I want peace so much, but I get so anxious. Help me. Give me what I can't seem to manufacture. I can't read enough books. I can't follow enough steps. I can't seem to get there. But please give me what I can't manufacture. Give me joy, Lord. I want to be joyful in all circumstances. Oh, Lord, I want to be self-controlled. That's my main New Year's prayer every year. Lord, didn't you say self-control? The ability to have a plan and say, this is what I want to do, and carry it out and not get distracted by my emotions or whims or feelings or this or that. I want to be self-controlled. Lord, I can't seem to do it. I do it partially, but not all the way. Give me that gift, because I can't do it on my own. So when I come to prayer, those are my prayers. Those are my primary prayers. I want from God what he wants me to have, and I beg him for it, and I cry out for it. My soul cries out. It's hungry, and it goes to God to be fed. And you know what? If we focus on that character first, if we say, Lord, please make me like this, do the good work in me that I can't, through your Spirit, guide me and lead me, that will be the source, that internal character will be the source of our good works for 2022 and beyond. So there you have it, folks. There's my thoughts on this new year. Here's what I'm striving for. To stop striving and to simply be in a place where I can receive what God has for me. I believe this could be a really fruitful year. And in that sense, I'm indeed optimistic and very hopeful. Thanks for joining me this week. I hope you got something out of this. And hey, we love your feedback, just to know if the good word is ministering to you. That's our goal, of course. Let us know if you have any suggestions or comments. Have a great week. I'll see you next week.